Hey, what's up? This is your favorite sorcerer of really Soapax with a new video blog, Capstones of the Occult. And this video blog is going to be called Desire, Transcend, Possess. Now, before I go into today's video, let me explain what that means, Capstones of the Occult. This video series, and I think I did around 3 videos in this series already, okay? This series is based on a principle, which is the following, okay? The ancient Egyptians were fans of the symbol of the pyramid. Why is that? Because the pyramid is a symbol for wisdom. How so? Every field of knowledge, every field of wisdom is pyramidal in the sense that to understand the entire pyramid, or to understand an entire field and control it, you only have to understand the capstone, which is the top 20%, okay? That's also called the Pareto law, okay? The distribution of everything works according to that, okay? So in order to have 80% of the benefits of a certain field of knowledge, of a certain skill, you only have to master 20% of it, okay? Of course, the same applies to magic as well. So this series is supposed to give you the most important datums, the most important understandings about magic that will allow you to, quickly understand and master much more that is part of this field of practice. Now, I know a lot of people might say they don't need that because they want to get into the nitty-gritty. I want to talk about this demon, I want that. But let me tell you something. If you don't have those capstones, if you don't have the top 20%, none of this other stuff matters at all, okay? You're not going to be able to make it work for you. So that's why it's important. And if you got the top, you can go into any system, any tradition, and make it work for you, okay? So with that being said, let's go into today's video. Like I said in the beginning, the title of this video is Desire, Transcend, and Possess. See, even though we live in a apparently physical universe, what you have to understand is that physical matter is just condensed energy, okay? So what the universe responds to and what you bring into your life is determined by the energy that you send out. If you want something, you have to first become an energetic container for what it is that you want to attract and bring into your life. You might have observed in your own life that desire for something is not going to bring you that thing, right? Maybe you have the desire for riches. Maybe you have the desire for fame. Maybe you have the desire for women or something like that, right? The desire alone is not going to bring you that thing, right? So what is the internal mechanism then that will bring you that? Your inner world and your inner experience has to precede the external experience. And here's the hard part. You have to maintain that internal experience in spite of contradictory external circumstances. So let's go back into the formula. Desire, transcend, and possess. This sequence, in other words, means you have to be bigger than whatever it is that you want to have. Let me explain. We live in a universe that is permeated with subtle energy. That subtle energy is constantly seeking things that it can fill up, things that it can manifest. Now, what does it manifest? Now, this energy that is around you, this material, building material of physical things or physical events, needs to have a shape that it can fill up. Now, what is that shape? That is the thought forms that you create with your desire, you see? Now, your nervous system is not just there to process physical events. It can also tap into a subtle world where thought forms and the imagination are dominant. And among other things, you can tap into future probabilities and possibilities, things that might happen in the future for you. And just like changing a TV channel, by changing what you experience internally, you can plug into a new reality. And at that point, you will be in touch with that future. Now it's just a matter of keeping the experience going, and you will run into the right people, you will attract the right circumstances, and before you know it, it will actually be a physical, concrete reality around you. Now, please think of what it means to desire something. To desire something, energetically speaking, emotionally speaking, is an affirmation that it is not here. Right? You're putting it in front of you. This is also the mistake that most people make with their goals. They constantly put their goals in front of them, in their internal experience, in their imagination. They put the goals in front of them. Whereas the right way to do it would be to experience it as if it's already here, you see? And then it's just a matter of taking the physical action and boom, you will materialize it. And if you don't do that, even the physical actions that you do, they're not going to line up with the experience that you want to have. Well, Frank, you might ask me then, how do I know what physical actions to take? You see, this is the thing. The mind works like a GPS, and a GPS requires two things minimum. It requires, in order to give you a route, a map, it requires where you are, the data of where you are, as well as the destination, you see. So the action steps that you're looking for is the route, is the road map, right? Now, if you don't know where you're going, there will also be no roadmap, you see? So it makes no sense to think of action steps, to like flurries of activity, unless you know where you're going. And I tell you something, when you clearly internally experience and visualize the outcome that you want, automatically, once again, your mind is super, super powerful. It will go working on giving you the action steps, you see? And in that context, let me give you another tip, which is the following, okay? Your mind is super fast and super powerful. If you don't have the answer to a specific question within less than 10 seconds, actually almost instantaneously, more thinking about it or more brooding about it is not going to give you the answer. All right. At that point, you just don't have enough data. Your data points are not there. Okay. But let's assume that you understand enough about a certain subject and you have a certain goal in mind. What you then do is you visualize and clearly create an internal experience of what it is that you want, and boom, instantaneously, super fast, your mind is going to give you the action steps in order to fulfill that. And then you take action. Right. Now, see, a lot of people will say that this is not magic. It is actually magic, okay? You're still creating that stuff. But the footwork, the work in the physical world is also crucial, obviously, right? If you want to experience something, or if you want to create something magically in the physical world, you need to take physical actions as well, oftentimes, all right? Or at least provide the right environment. Let's say you do a love spell and you stay in your closet. That's gonna very, very, very much diminish your chances of meeting whoever you want to meet, right? But back to what I was saying. Energetically, desire is the affirmation that it's not here. And when you just keep desiring something, you're never gonna get it, guaranteed. What is the right way to do that? As a desire, transcend, and then possess. What I'm about to say is crucial. It's crucial. If you want to take notes, this sentence that I'm about to say is what you should take notes on. This energy around us seeks an expression. It seeks something that it can move to. You can only attract something if the purpose behind it is bigger than what you want to attract it for. Let me say that again. You can only energetically attract something if the reason why you want it is bigger than the thing itself. All right? Now, thinking of that, of course, that could have all kinds of philosophical implications where, the idea comes before the physical form, right? I mean, in terms of manifestation, when we look at, for instance, the tree of life, all right? The mental world comes before the physical world, and the manifestation happens top down. You see? So the idea of something has to be present before the physical thing. right? So something cannot be conceived of if it doesn't have a purpose. If there's no reason for it to exist, it will not be able to come into the physical world, you see. Besides that, see, when we come into the physical, we're dealing with certain circumstances that cannot be overcome, that cannot be broken, meaning certain conditions that need to be in place. Now, of course, in the mental realm, we can create, mathematical constructs of very, very abstract ideas or something like that. For instance, the concept of infinity or purity or, absolutes. Yeah, that exists in a philosophical sense and in the mental realm as a thought form. Yes, it can exist. However, when you look at the physical universe, you will see that there is no absolutes in this physical universe. Even the absolute vacuum in this physical universe will have fluctuations of particles coming into being and disappearing again. Okay, everything in the physical universe exists as a gradation. Okay, gradations. There's no absolutes. But the bottom line is this: if you want something, you have to come up. I promise you, this is one of the main culprits for manifestation if you don't have it in place. But if you have that in place, if you know how to use this secret that I'm giving you here, you will be able to manifest pretty much anything that you want. If you have a purpose that is bigger than the manifestation, it just flows. Okay, your manifestations are going to be so much easier. Your rituals are going to be so much more powerful and potent. And this is why now you know why I called this video desire. Then you transcend the desire, and then you can possess it. You see, very important tip. Another capstone of the occult. I know you probably never heard of this before, and that is because most people that teach you about magic and manifestation couldn't manifest anything, even if their life depended on it, okay? But if you actually practically manifest and create things all the time, these are the little things that you will never learn in any book, right? So I hope this was helpful, and I see you in the next video. Be well. Peace.